Yeah, we are live today. I'm excited. Welcome to the Focus Female Summit. Come on now. Tell me your name and where you are joining from in the room. Where are you joining us from today? I'm super excited. Yeah. Victoria, can you hear me? Like you've been smiling. Seems you can hear my voice over there. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm not with my earpiece. Hold on, please. In fact, this excitement is too much. Let me put on the Victoria Uranta. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, okay. Welcome to the Focus Women Summit. I'm excited to have you all in the room this morning from Nigeria. Uranta, where are you joining us from? Are you in Canada, Nigeria, Lagos? Your mic is muted, please. You can unmute. Your mic is muted. Who else is joining us? Faith, are you there? Faith, we can't see your face. Okay, Victoria, I think your mic is unmuted now. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me in the room, can you type that you can hear me? Where are you joining us from? We have Teresa from Nigeria. We have Excel. Who else is joining us? Where are you joining from? Please tell us in the comments so we can celebrate you specially. If you can hear me loud and clear, please type I can hear you. Victoria, can you hear me loud and clear? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me loud and clear, please? Okay, let me check from this end. Okay. Excel is Johnny from Yaoundé. Excel, can you hear me in the room? Can you hear me? Oh, at last, somebody can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The Focus Female Summit is here. Okay, I see you can hear me now. Interesting. I'm super excited that you are here in the room today. Welcome on board. Faith, you're welcome. Faith, how are you, namesake? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you in the room. Faith, are you with your earpiece? Because I can't hear you. Okay, Victoria can hear me now. Great. Please have your earpiece on so that you can hear me. There is a woman right here in this room who needs to be set on fire. It is because of you we have been able to put this together. In fact, when God started to lay the Focus Female Summit in my heart a few months ago, I was just like, oh God, I already have a lot on my plate. How am I going to do this? But God just said to me, you have to go on with this. All right? You have to go on with this. This is a significant moment in the history of time for us to be able to launch ourselves deeper, okay, into the world wherein a lot of people would never get to. Yeah, I think you are here now. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I
Someone
can hear you
might.
clearly.
Okay, great. Thank you, Faith. So, Faith, you're going to use the mic. So when you are not speaking, you mute. All right. So that a lot of people never dare to even visit. In fact, we live in a world today with so much superficiality, and the overall essence of the Focus Village Summit is to help a woman out there who has been thinking about, should I go on? Should I do this? I know I'm talented. I carry fire on the inside of me. But how do I begin to position myself? What should I even do? You're right there in that room, you're journaling, you are talking to yourself on and on and on again. And you don't even know how to position yourself. You don't know how to even start. You don't know what to even do. But you know that you are a woman of purpose. This program has been put together because of you, right? This is a program for the woman who wants to be focused, right? Who wants to be set ablaze for their assignment, who wants to stop living in isolation. I used to be a lone wolf. Do I have a witness in the building? Like I used to be a lone wolf. I want to do everything all by myself. Until I started to realize, see, girl, if you really want to go far, you've got to be in an environment where you also have people of the same tribe who are doing something amazing in their world, right? And that was where I started to network, I started to connect. I need you to understand with me that in this very summit, you're not just here to be motivated, right? We are not just here to be motivated. Yes, we have Faith who is going to be speaking to the young and purposeful woman out there. Same with Victoria Ranta and every other speaker that are going to be joining us in this very event, right? I want you to understand that they too are also navigating their journey. They are here to share with you nuggets, tips, ideas on how you can become more immersed on this journey. Because nothing beautiful can actually come out of a life that is not immersed on the path of purpose. That is the truth. Nothing good, whether it's on a career path, in your relationship, in your business, whatever area of life you can think about, if you are not fully immersed, there is no way you can get the best out of that journey. Somebody should type immersed, immersed, immersed in the building. Type it in the comment section. I want to see it. Right? Victoria, have you been able to sort it out now? All right. Type it in the comment section. Let's see your feedback. Let's see your feedback. All right. You cannot afford to continue to remain confused, distracted, stuck, miserable. It is time for us to understand that there is so much that God has placed on the inside of us. We've been hearing those things, right? But then beyond just that, we are here to recalibrate ourselves, to realign ourselves back to the original design, back to the original design. Like I would always tell us in the community that, see, the world we live in today has been so crafted, so structured, with so much distractions to pull us out of our core, to pull us out of the intention that God has for every one of us, so that we're not able to live the life that we ought to live. Many a times, there are places you immerse yourself, there are things you do, and you look at yourself, you're like, I don't think I'm living up to that standard yet. I want to go a bit higher. I want to do more. I want to be more. How else can that happen when you are not focused? Focus is a magnifier. Focus is what? A magnifier. I like to type that in the comments. Focus is a magnifier. We have so many laws in the universe. One of the fundamental laws in the universe is the law of focus. Just like we have the law of attraction, the law of repulsion, the law of reciprocity. Which other laws, Faith? Victoria, which other laws do we have? I think there are about 7 of them. The law of attraction. Did you unmute your mic? I think your mic is muted.
We have the
Okay.
law of consistency. Law of consistency.
Okay, consistency. Thank you, Faith. So there are several laws, and if we don't understand how to navigate the law of focus, you can make the decision and tell yourself, see, in 2026, I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to attract it. In fact, I attract the right person, people in my circle, the right person I need in my community. I attract them. But trust me, if you are not focused, focus means following one course until success. Type that in the comment. Following one course until success. Following one course until success, until you become successful. I remember I remember many years ago, my when I started off on this journey, right? I started out on this journey just being passionate, right? Just like so many women here are so passionate. If you are passionate, you type passion, passion, passion. Where are my passionate women? Type it in the comments. I was so passionate about several things. I read a lot of books, I interact, I attend seminars. But there came a time I discovered that more was calling my name. More was calling my name. The moment that happened, you see, a lot of the things that I used to do this and do that, I started to streamline my approach, and that was when I began to grow my depth in the area of life that I am in. Do you see that? So many of you today, when you are told, do this and do that, you are scared. You are like, can I do it? Do I have the capacity? It is not because you don't have the inherent capacity. It is that you have not been able to channel your energy to be able to build depth in that area. Like the word of God says that the deep calleth unto the deep. How many of you have seen that? The deep calleth unto the deep. If you have depth in that area of life, you've really been able to zone in. Trust me, all the things that you have been praying for, they are going to gravitate towards you. That's the truth. Some of the things that we struggle to get, it is because we have not been able to put ourselves together. When you are fragmented, there is no way those things you are looking for can come to you. That's the truth. The universe is a system, right? God is a system. It's been set in order in a way that everything that you want to together, you must be aligned for you to attract them. You see that? You must be aligned for you to attract them. So we have 12 powerful, amazing ladies in this very event. They're going to be speaking to the heart of the subject of focus. Each of them are going to be, I know, touching base from their different angles, the different work experiences, and based on what they also do. And now they'll be able to zone in to fully be able to understand how to navigate your journey going forward. Are you ready? Are you ready, ready, ready? So, Victoria, if your mic is unmuted, can you speak to us? Tell us your name, um, and basically what you're going to be talking about in this very event. I know that tell us your name. You can just share with us one or two that you think that a focused woman should actually be looking forward to in this very event as we take this to the next level. Is your mic unmuted now? Can you speak up? I love your background. It's so beautiful. Are you there? We can't hear you. We can't hear. Are you with your earpiece? I don't know why we can't hear you. Uh, are you using a Bluetooth? If you're using a microphone, it won't work. That thing doesn't work with it. It's really hard.
Yes,
It
that's
doesn't
what I
work.
was thinking. So I just
Yeah,
disconnected now. So hopefully you can hear me now.
yeah, I can hear you. I've used
Okay,
that thing
so
several. It doesn't work. Yeah,
I just noticed. Good morning.
yeah. Good morning.
Well,
Welcome. How you doing? You're looking beautiful. Tell us your
thank you
name. Where
very
are you
much.
joining us from? What should we be expecting in this very event?
Okay. Good morning, ma. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, all the beautiful ladies in the house.
Good
I'm so glad to
morning.
be here. My name is Victoria Uranta. I'm a Google Site web designer slash a customer care rep and a virtual assistant. So, but basically, my main niche
What do
is
you do again?
Google Site.
Did you say virtual assistant?
Yes, ma'am.
So virtual assistant, Google
Yes,
site, say it very well. Oh.
yes.
Google site, which one is the other one?
Customer care rep.
Wow, you're loaded, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. But
So how have you
basically,
been able to navigate all of these things? Like, how have you been able to navigate them? Just putting yourself together
okay,
to ensure that you're able to focus.
okay. If I get like in a month, if I get jobs that are too much for me to handle, I would outsource. I'll like move them
Okay,
to other, yeah, I would outsource and give other people. I don't do work that overwhelms me. So that's how I am
okay,
able to like maintain a balance.
okay. So how have
Yes.
you been able to really zone into these different aspects of your work to ensure that you're able to deliver at the level of effort?
Okay, well, I think growth and studying is inevitable for a lady that wants to become that girl. So
Mm,
I'm always studying. I'm always watching YouTubes. I'm always indulging in seminars. Summits like this seminar you're hosting right now. I actually want to applaud you because I think we all need to applaud Mrs. Faith. It's a very impactful seminar, and I think we are really going to learn a lot, and I'm so happy and glad to be here. So
mm.
Ajmi, you can see me clapping now. I'm giving you a round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
You're
Victoria.
welcome. So that's
You see,
basically how I did too. Yeah,
okay,
continue.
you are a young woman, and now you are talking to other women out there. You are like One of the major ways that one can become very intentional and more put together to harness their work and to really get results is by studying. So, possibly before I move on to faith, can you just give us a tip or maybe one or two? Because we know during the conversation for your session, you're going to go deep to talk about what you do, talk about yourself, and really share lessons that a woman out there who is looking forward to navigating purpose, um, really stepping on the path of intentional growth and alignment can really begin to work with. So, I want you to share with us how have you been able to navigate as this learning being able to help you navigate? How do you immerse yourself on the path of learning to ensure that you're able to do this? Because when you were sharing your story with me, you spoke about the fact that because when you told me you're a Google site designer, I'm like, what's that? Like you started to explain to me, you told me how you started up on this journey. How were you able to really immerse yourself on the path of learning to ensure that you are doing what you're doing today and you're also getting paid for it?
I think the first thing is just the decision. You just
Hmm.
have to take that decision. You just have to, because literally I see people talking about motivation, motivation, motivation. You can be motivated and then the fire will be there, but after that fire loses its spark, what next? So I think it's
Hmm.
just self decision, the decision to like want to grow, the decision to want to be that girl. And there's this book I would recommend later on, but I don't know if I can just chip it in for now. I actually, when I decided to like dive into the tech, or let me say the tech aspect, I took some decisions, some life changing decision, and one of those is that I decided to like nothing is ever going to stop me, even when I don't see or when I don't feel the urge to like move on. I just have that self will to like do it. And there's this book I read, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hills. I've read this book like
Yay! One
twice.
of my best
Yeah.
books.
Yes, I've read this book like twice. I
Looking
read
at
it
my shelf and I'm
twice.
looking at where it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've read that book like twice, and you don't just read, you read to understand, you read to like find places that aligns with you, that really wants to push you. And there's this thing I have here on my wall. I wrote down like things I want to achieve for the year and for the month. So I feel like waking up seeing those stuff is what like motivates me to like want to push and do much better. So I would say one of the main thing is just being self-disciplined. That's just what I would say.
Wow, interesting. Thank you so much, Victoria, for sharing your thoughts. Hello, people. Are you still here? I hope you are still here. Let me. I'm doing my tech work at the back. Let me go back to the way it was. Okay. Thank you so much, Victoria, for sharing. That's quite important for a focused woman who truly want to move to the next level. You know, a lot of us just desire greatness. We want to be exceptional. We want to make impact. We want to make even money. Especially women. Women are becoming more
Yeah.
empowered these days. And I know that we are all empowered differently. That's why I've been able to reach out to different ladies, both young and old, to come and share their experiences. I know that for those of us, people like us now, we are not too old. We are just in between young and not too young. Okay, so I'm a
No, no, no,
millennial,
you're
by the way.
not.
So I'm a millennial. So you see that there are several things that you'll be switched to learn that I may not be switched to learn. Like the likes of artificial intelligence. Now, some of us are still hesitating to say, do I have the strength to learn this thing? But you see young people, a lot of them are fully immersed into this thing. They are learning with everything they've got, and it's also helping them. I was reading a research a few days ago, and it was saying that we live in a day and era where people are really executing on their purpose on a deeper level right now because there are more tools than as ever before. Let me give you an example. Back in the days, I remember when I started to nurse the idea of speaking and all of that. My mom already saw that light. They want to do something in church. They're calling me to come and do this and do that. And then there was this day, there was this advert that they were auditioning for a program on TVC. My mom was like, why don't you go on TVC to go and be a part of Coach Kenny? You are welcome. Please open your camera. Let's see your beautiful face. And so, and then I was like, Mommy, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have the capacity. As at that time, there was no democratization of what we have right now, like the internet, that you can easily just wake up, on your phone, like we are doing right now, isn't it? So many people now have access to be able to do a lot of things. And that's why there's so much distraction. There's the very positive angle of it, and there's also the not so positive. A woman who knows how to focus, be able to harness these different tools, gadgets, widgets, or whatever you are using to be able to ensure that at the end of the day, you can truly zone in, become that exceptional person that you want to be within a short space of time, and be able to become a sensation to your world. And I really appreciate what you have shared, Victoria. Thank you so much. I thought I saw Faith. Faith Network has. Okay, Faith is back. Thank you so much, Victoria, for sharing your thought. This is the Focus
Thank you
Movement.
very
Coach
much,
Kenny,
ma'am.
how are
I'm
you
fine.
doing? My transition coach, my parenting coach. How are you doing
I'm
today?
good. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's still very early. I know. Sorry for the stress.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take it up to the next level. I also want to listen to Faith. I think Faith was here much earlier. Faith, can you hear me? Okay. Please, you have to unmute your mic and just share with us what you think a woman should be anticipating from a conversation like this. Because this is not a place to motivate people, aspire to perspire. That's all we're doing here. We're here to build depth. We're here to have structure. All right. Like Victoria shared with us already, that she made a singular decision. All right. It was that decision that moved her to the next level. So possibly now, when she comes up to share a story with us in the room, it will be much easier for us to interact with the story and also be able to learn one or two. So from a woman who is listening right now, or a young lady who is listening, whoever you have chosen to talk to, Faith, it's all good. So tell us, what should someone should expecting, be expecting from a conversation like this? What do you think they will leave with at the end of this event? For someone who will stay
O-
connected, who will stay intentional all through this event, what do you think they're going to leave with?
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mrs. Faith. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
And to everyone listening, I want to say thank you for joining. One thing I've come to realize from life is the moment you make up your mind to not allow circumstances or even current happenings in your life determine where you can go or to the extent to which you can rise. I promise you that that's the first step towards growth. So for every woman, for every lady that will be part of this program, I'm not going to tell you that your life is going to change in a second, but I'm telling you that
Yeah.
there will be a fire lit up in your spirit that would not leave you till you become that woman that God has destined you to be. The moment
Mm.
Saul met Samuel, do you notice what happened to him? He was a normal guy. But the moment he encountered Samuel, even people around him could attest to the fact that, hey, Saul is Saul now among the prophets. So I'm telling you that if you can give yourself to this conference, focus, learn, open yourself to allow yourself to debunk every myth you have carried in your mind about yourself. You are going to become a new person, not because we are going to speak the best words, but because by the help of God, every single session will help you see the areas that you haven't been able to see by yourself and give you practical steps to get from where you are to where you are meant to be. So I'm not going to say too much, but I promise you don't want to miss any
That's
session.
interesting. Wait, I love your name, and because you're my namesake, and I also love your voice in addition to that. Thank you so much. So can you introduce yourself to us? Let them get to know you as well. Let them get to know you. I think network is really a problem to a lot of people today. So sorry about that. Okay, so go ahead. Tell us your name and what you do so that they can get to know you.
Okay, my name is Obuje Faith. I am a productivity coach and I'm also a brand and content strategist. So, in one word, my goal, my mission, my duty is to help you to become the best version of yourself, love God more, work purposefully, and become who God has made you to be. And
Mm,
I have a tagline which I call "Say No to Living Anyhow." I remember when I was having a conversation some days back with Faith, and I was telling her that it came as an inspiration. So whenever you encounter me, just know that that is the last day you ever live anyhow. You begin to live a
mm.
structured life, the life God wants you to live, and you begin to live a life that is balanced and intentional. So, as a content and brand strategist, I help individuals and brands show up online to achieve their goals, right? So, that's a summary of who this girl is, basically.
Interesting. That's quite profound. Just looking at your face, in fact, anybody that sees this your smile, they should already understand what it means to be structured. Yeah, because this thing is it's a necessity. We please can we mute our mic? I think there's an issue with network. Okay, if you're not talking, please you mute your mic so that we can hear ourselves. So that's it, Faith. And I know that as men that will listen to you, when we continue on this journey, we can also share more about what we do so that those who want to also connect with us will connect. My major goal of putting this together, in fact, while I was just praying and also brainstorming, or envisioning about the Focus Female Summit is not just a one-off thing. We hope to do this again and again every year. This very first edition, we have decided to make it an enclosed thing within just the community. But in the coming season, we're going to, share because I know that this is the most distracted generation. This is the most distracted generation in the history of humanity. And there is so much we need to begin to look into. A lot of women would often say, oh, I can multitask. I have capacity to do many things. Of course, women, we can really multitask. But the essence of this conversation so that I can begin to monotask. Monotask on purpose. Yeah, that's the essence of this conversation. So when you live here, when you are multitasking out of the will of God for your life, and now you should begin to realign yourself back to the place of structure, back to the place of intentionality. That is the movement so that you can really develop capacity to become exceptional within the next few years. Research has proven when I started up on this journey intentionally as a leader in my space, I remember just going through some coaching sessions, also going for some certifications, and we were taught several things around what it will take us to become an expert in our space, for example. All right, to become an expert in our space, to become the go-to industry leader in that space. How many of you want to be there? If you're listening to me right now, you want to be there. You want to be the 1% of the 1%. Victoria, do you want to be the 1% of the 1%? Ruth, Faith, do you want to be the 1% of the 1% in the industry? Like when they are looking for anybody, it's your name that comes to mind in the room. So when we started to
Yes,
look into
so
that, all right, I see. So we discovered that it will take a minimum of 5 years, 5 years for you to become um a location based, a national based expert to be recognized in your state. But the thing is, if you don't put in the work, trust me, you can do 10 years running in circles, right? And according to research, it takes 10 years to be recognized globally, all right, on a minimum 10 years. That is the starting point, 10 years. How many of you have read the book Mastery by, um, what's the name of this man? The man that wrote Mastery, um, 48 Laws of Power. What's that his name again? So, if you've read Mastery, you see that there's the same idea is also replicated on that book. If you've also read Outliers, who has read Outliers here? If you've also read Outliers, it's also the same thing that is applicable. But here's the problem we have with women statistically is the fact that in that 10 years, they've not even become a local champion, not to talk of becoming a global champion because of the constant distractions, the constant back and forth. We keep putting our lives on hold and we keep saying, I will do it tomorrow, I will come back again. And then with all of those fragmentations, there is no way you can truly build depth that will make all the things that you're looking for, the Gentiles that you are praying to come to your life, that will make them to come to your life. It is going to take that length of time for it to happen. But if you do not stay focused, it will not happen. And then we're going to be looking at all the different parameters that can truly help us to zone in. And that's what we have also done in our own in our own spheres of engagement. And that's what I want us to share with the community by God's grace. So people, the conversation is going to be interview style based conversation, and the overall essence is just to ensure that we're able to draw out the best from this amazing lady. Oh, my people are disappeared. I wanted to call Ruth to also share. Is to ensure that we're able to share our lessons from our different ends. Like I said before, the specific problems we're addressing: number one, purpose confusion, women who know that they are meant for more, but they are really not in on that journey yet, right? And then those who are also distracted. We have some group of people who are chronically distracted. Yes, Joyce, 1% of the 1%, who are chronically distracted. They know by themselves that they are distracted. Distraction promax. They keep scrolling. Somebody shared with me a few days ago, like, Coach Faith, this distraction, eh? I've not stopped watching, what do you call those movies that they watch? Did they see watch the movie? I think it's K-drama that is raining now, and all those ones. My problem is every morning, when I finish past work, it's K-drama, you just be scrolling, you know. It's interesting. I say you are watching your purpose away, you are watching your destiny away. So distraction is for some women. They are very busy, but they are not productive. We have a productivity coach. I think Jason Bogo is also a productivity coach, right? So we're going to be hearing from them as well. Chronic distraction. You're so distracted to the level that you cannot even sit down to begin to make your life meaningful. And we're also here for that woman who is suffering from imposter syndrome. Let me tell you, imposter syndrome is real. And there is no level you get to. You say you are no longer suffering from imposter syndrome. Even at the level that I am now, I still suffer from it. There is no one person. If you like, you have spent 20 years in the industry. Imposter syndrome will still be there. But at different levels, so we have different dimensions of it. We have different dimensions of it. When you are doing something new for the first time, you will surely feel it. Am I capable of doing this thing? Do I have the capacity? That's imposter syndrome. Do I have the capacity? All right. Just like when I was to do this event and I started reaching out to these amazing women, I was like, what if they say they are not interested? Who will come and speak at this event? That's imposter already, right? So, but some people, their own is so powerful to the level that they doubt themselves even when they are before their destiny helpers, even when they know that this is their assignment, this is what they've been called to do. So we're going to speak to you. Imposter syndrome is going to fly out of the window. Say amen. Type amen in the comments. And we're also going to speak to that woman who is isolated. I used to be so isolated. Now I'm deliberately joining community. Although I've had a few crusaders in my community who will say, Coach Faith, you are hiding. Come on, Coach Faith, let's do this. Let's do this. And I also have a couple of friends who will say, Coach Faith, this one that you're always hiding, let's go and do this. It's not because I'm not an extrovert. Although I'm an ambivert, a bit of both. I have the introverted aspect of me and the extroverted aspect of me. But I'm more of an indoor person, maybe because I grew up as an only child, you know. Who is an only child? You tell me in the comments so that we can start our own cohort. So I'm always alone. So we're going to speak to that person who is isolated here. You are isolated. You've been building in silence. You have no mentor, no accountability, no community, nothing. We're going to speak to you so they can come out of that cocoon, that echo chamber, so they can begin to build. And we're also going to speak to that woman here who is suffering from execution. You know, it takes grit to be able to execute. It takes dexterity. It takes wisdom. It takes strength. It takes God and strategy for you to be able to execute. So we're going to be speaking to that woman heart here because when you listen to the different stories, there are some people here who say, Coach Faith, before I started, it was not easy. Maybe as we round off, let's just listen to Faith and Victoria. A tip of how it was like before you started. Can you both share with us? How was it like? So that person is like, Coach Faith, it was not easy. Oh. When I started out of this journey, it was not a small thing. How was it like? How were you able to navigate? Both of you are young people, according to my own definition in this very event. You are young. So tell me, what do you think? How was it like even stepping out to do the work in the first place? What was that feeling like? And how were you able to navigate it briefly? Who wants to go first? Can you guys hear me? Victoria,
Yes,
are you there?
ma. Yes, ma.
Okay, from you can. Okay, on
I,
you. Did you get
I,
the question?
I, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
But
I can
I
hear you
thought,
now.
Hold
I
on.
thought Faith
You're
wanted to
just
go
trying to
first.
process the question in our head, I believe, before responding.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Victoria, do
All
you
right.
want
I
to go
get
on
you.
or should I go on first?
Go on first.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you. I'm listening.
Can you hear me?
My ears wants to hear things. You know the way we do. Uh, continue. Let me not distract you. There's no word to describe what I wanted to say yet. Go ahead, sis.
Me, it was it started with confusion. I was practically confused, and I was a point in my life where I felt like all my friends knew or had it all figured out. Like this person was like, "This is what I do. This is what I do." For me, I just couldn't wrap my hand around. What do you want to do, Faith? Anytime. If there's one question I've run away from all my life, it is Faith. What do you do, or who are you? Hey, if you want to chase me away, just ask me that question. But the moment of transformation came when I stopped trying to understand everything and I decided to start trusting what I already knew and what I felt God was already laying in my heart. So rather than saying, "Oh, I need to understand everything about my life, then I'll create a perfect plan and then launch out," I decided to start with what I felt I already had. So that was the moment of transformation and change for me. So I remember how I had this desire to help people know God in a very practical way because I noticed that okay, after giving your life to Christ or after deciding that okay, yes, I want to take God seriously, what is the next step I need to take to ensure that I build a consistent walk with God? I realized that there was a gap in that aspect. Many people struggled with knowing what to do, setting structures in place to ensure that they have a consistent work with God. So I started sharing on Facebook, Instagram. You see me posting, "Hello everyone, you're welcome to my page. Today I'm talking about how you can grow a consistent work with God." That's what I knew at that point. Even when I felt there were times I felt like God, everybody is talking about career or this, I'm there talking about God. Well, that was what I knew at that point, and I decided to trust the process and go. So one thing I would say to anybody out there who is confused about what to do, how to navigate, this season where you are still trying to know who you are, there is definitely something in your hands. What did God ask Moses? What is in your hands? There is something. There is a
Preach,
rod.
woman of
There is,
God. Preach it, preach it, preach it.
I'm not
Interesting.
preaching. I'm not preaching, I
Yes,
promise.
it's
But there is
important.
always
It's important,
something.
sis.
There is always something. If you remember David, permits me, I'm using scriptures because I believe that there is
Please,
nothing I
it's
would say
important.
that is
This is
more
a spiritual
important than
environment.
God's word. Yeah. So David had his music, he had God, and that was what took him to the palace. So, I'm asking you now. I know you are looking at those people that have gone far ahead of you, but what do you have now? David did not start as a king, he started as a small boy taking care of his father's sheep. Moses started as what? Come on. So, what do you have now that you can start with? And I've noticed that clarity comes in doing. So, if you sit down saying, "Oh, I'm going to pray for 21 days," all those spiritual people, I am here to tell you that God is asking you to move. Start with what you have, start where you are, and it is okay, absolutely okay to not have it all figured out. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to pass the mic on to my colleague. I'm sure she's going to buttress on this
Before you
point
pass it,
more.
before you pass it on to Victoria, are you guys loving Faith already? Are you loving her already? Like,
Eh,
I see. In fact, I'm
Yes,
like, Faith,
so yes,
let's
so
leave YouTube. Faith, let's leave YouTube. Let's come to real life now. Let's be on that stage when I will just see you like this, pacing around and then declaring and making those decisions. Please don't hold back. This is a strategic and a spiritual conversation. It is not only just strategies we're here to share, we're here to also pray our ways and make declarations that will launch us into that place. I'm a spiritual woman, and everything I do is centered around that. That is my foundation. And if someone is not comfortable with it, no problem. Maybe this is not your community. So please feel free to declare. If you need to pray, you need to speak in tongues. It's okay. You're welcome. All right. Okay. So from what you have shared now, we've spoken about the concept of resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. You see, Everyone has something. People, are you listening? Everyone has something. You have said, what do you have already that you can start with? What do you have already that you can start with? I like you to write that down because, like I said, the essence of this conversation is to unlock clarity to help you make that decision, right? So after the event, it could just be one speaker that you listen to. You listen to the person, and then you on off you go. You go and make that decision that your destiny requires. That's it. That's it. Like I shared with all the speakers, see, my voice is unique, my voice is beautiful, but my voice cannot unlock everybody. I'm not sent to everybody. There is someone here that needs to listen to Faith Obuje. There's someone that needs to listen to Victoria, as well as other speakers that you're going to be listening to. As you listen to them, please take note. All right. Some are going to be sharing so much light that will help you make decisions. Some will help you unlock clarity because of their unique journey and how their journeys also resonate with your own specific journey. I've been at events where I spoke and someone reached out to me. I was like, Coach Faith, you see that specific scenario you just painted? That is me. Coach Faith, become my mentor. I need you to mentor because that is a specific situation I'm currently going through. Do you get it? Thank you, Faith. I just wanted to break that so that they get it. Victoria, please go ahead and share with us. How was it like making that decision for you?
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. And Faith, that was very wonderful. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. Um, I would say it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy. Like when you want to when you want to dive into something that you have no idea about, when you want to start something that you really don't know, you have no basic knowledge or basic foundation, just the self will to start. So it's never easy. I would say, basically, just like I said earlier, it's just the self will to start, the self decision to start. I struggled with self sabotage. I struggled with self sabotage before I started. That always having that fear that what if it doesn't work out? What if, or what if I tried, and some even on LinkedIn, some people might come that I did this and I was able to get $2,000, and what I did to get this, and you'll be like, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing right? So all those stuff, it's actually, yeah, it all results to self-sabotage. But the willingness to get better, the willingness to, I'm always using become that girl, the willingness to become that girl, the willingness to get better, the willingness to like be a self motivation to yourself. I think that's what actually pulled me through. That's what helped me to actually start this web designing, this Google Sites web designing. And I feel like every person can do it. If I was able to do it, if I was able to start, everybody can start with just your phone. Just get a phone, with just your phone you can start anything these days. You can basically make money these days. Go YouTube, be resourceful, look for resources that you basically don't have to pay for. You get, is everywhere. If you go on YouTube, YouTube is like the widest internet library. It's like the widest internet library. You can get resource there. You can, just like as people are commenting on that this live video, you can comment on people's posts and they will reply you, the ones that are willing to reply you, so you get insight from there. I feel like
Hmm,
I would still say self-discipline and self-decision. Just be decisive and
interesting.
you would become that
While
girl.
while we're having a conversation, Victoria, I didn't really know that such a beautiful mind is my neighbor. My neighbor in Port Harcourt. I didn't even know. Now I'm already thinking, when are we going to, when is Faith coming around, or when am I going to go and eat jollof rice in our house? I didn't even know that you're my neighbor. And I'm already thinking, you see, the way the internet is, I don't know if you are thinking it that way. That is what is running in my mind. The internet looks like one spiritual environment. But that spiritual environment is not far. Oh. It's just by your side like this. It's just very close to you. But to unlock the pathway to your success, It's really a hassle if you do not understand what it means to really navigate that journey. Like just looking at
Exactly.
Faith, what she does is amazing. I need her in my business. And she's just my neighbor. Can you imagine that? She's just my neighbor in Port Harcourt. Now, while you were saying this, I had some thoughts coming to my mind. Sorry, in this very event, as we keep talking, I'm such a strategic thinker. I'm also a visionary. So most of the things you guys say, I see them from the light of how can we make this bigger? I'm a big picture thinker. I'm very intuitive. So how can we make this bigger? How can we go deeper? So from what you are saying, I'm like, how can we also give Victoria Ranta a megaphone that she can stand in face Victoria, where are you gonna stand? Is it gonna be in Rumokoro or which other place we have in Port Harcourt that is very popular? That you just stand, you be like on top of the tower, and you can really begin to echo this to a lot of other young women, young ladies who are feeling frustrated right now. And then they don't know nothing to do about their lives. They are confused and they are like, where do I even start from? How do I even make money? How do I even become this? For you, from the story you shared with me, just a single interaction like this, just a single problem or something that you felt your sister could actually do led you to this journey. Guys, don't miss the story. She's going to share the full details with us during the conversation. And as we were sharing, I'm like, when is Victoria also going to write a book? Maybe just a mini ebook where you can really put this part with. Because as you are saying it, some people it's like it's entering here and they don't understand. They are like, go to YouTube. So do what now? We have been on YouTube. What are we doing? We're even on YouTube now. But you had the grit, you had the dexterity, you had the mindset, you had the ability, the clarity to do it. See, girl, that is genius. That is genius. That is not just ordinary. It took focus for you to be able to steward that
Thank you.
genius into
Thank you very
reality.
much.
And that is what I need you to speak to us in this very event. Guys, are you ready? Are you ready, 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 ready? I'm so, in fact, I love conversations. You can already see the light bulb going on in my mind and my face and everything. I love real conversations. Beyond the fact that I teach a lot, but I love my, see, if you ask me which is my most interesting aspect
Question
of
this line,
dishing
please.
out
Are we done?
ideas and information, it is through conversations like this, right? So this is real conversations, real tools, and real movement that we are going to be bringing for the next 4 days, starting from tomorrow. So let me break down the two different editions that we have in this very event. Thank you, Faith, for sharing. Thank you, Victoria, for sharing. So we're going to be having two different editions. Tomorrow, the 21st and 22nd. That's on a Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be having, okay, Victoria is going to be our first speaker tomorrow, if I'm correct. Yes, by 2 p.m. Victoria is going to be our first speaker tomorrow.
Oh
Today
my
is not for
God.
Victoria. So Victoria is going to be our first speaker, followed by Jesse Bogo. Jesse Bogo is currently doing a master's in,
Wow.
I think, Thailand. I think Thailand. She's also a
Wow.
productivity coach. So after Jesse Bogo, we're going to have Faith Obuje by 8 p.m. tomorrow. Faith Obuje by 8 p.m. tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, we're also going to have Ruth Adore evening in the Freke, and on we go. So the first day, which is tomorrow and next, we're going to be having the Young and Purposeful edition. Now, the reason I call them young is because they inspire me. So I really don't want to take that aspect from them, all right, to make them look like, oh, they are one big people and all of that. So what I mean by that is they inspire me. Whenever I look at them on LinkedIn or on different platforms, I'm like, where are these people coming from now? Where did they get these guts? Because I remember back earlier last year, I'd reached out to a young lady to teach me how to, because I just started navigating LinkedIn, to teach me how to um, build on LinkedIn. She was supposed to be at this event, but she's currently in school to just gain admission. So she said she's trying to manage everything plus her work, so she could not really join us. She's currently 18 years old. I always share her story to those in my inner circle. So she was just 17 when I met her with my sister. And then we spoke, and she told me, okay, ma'am, you're going to pay me so amount for this coaching. And at the time we had interaction, I bought her book, and some other things she was doing. But I just told myself I will not be able to commit to the work that we are going to do now, but I'm going to work with her later. It was a few months down the line. I saw on LinkedIn she had posted. 18th birthday. I'm like, what? Like, you were 17 when we started chatting. I don't understand. Where was I when I was 17 years old? What guts? And this lady, the way she was talking, the way she writes her content, forget about ChatGPT on all the other this thing, AI, but you can see the authenticity and the strength and the dexterity that she weaves into her content. 17-year-old pitching to me. I needed to reach out to her. I said, girl, how long have you been on this thing that you are doing? That you could have that guts to pitch to me like that. And she said I started when I was 15. Mm? And we have 15 years old who are dancing on TikTok, doing funny, funny things. But this young lady has been so focused. In fact, last year, I think this last year, she celebrated that she got her first iPhone. She bought laptop, and that she got clients and yeah, she actually snapped and shared on the platform LinkedIn. She really inspired me a lot. So when I look at you ladies, you inspire me a lot. Beyond the fact that I do so many things in my own space as well, but having young people of your age, I remember at my age, at this age, there was a lot of confusion, a lot of confusion. We didn't even know what to do. We jump here, we jump there. We don't know what to do. But the courage to even start is enough for someone else to be inspired. And that's why you are here. You carry brilliance, you carry light. I need you to share from the bottom of your heart, like we have already discussed. Because there are so many people right here who needs to hear your voice, who needs to hear that message, who needs to hear the level of courage that you have been able to bring to the marketplace. So, people, get yourself ready. These people are going to be blessing your heart, right? Like they have already started. So get ready. And on Wednesday, we're gonna be rounding up for the young and purposeful. They are leading this conversation. And then our mamas then they will not come from on Thursday and on Friday to come and share. Our mamas then, my category, mamas in the building, they will not come and share to conclude the event on Thursday and Friday. Like I've also said, we're going to be giving certificates. I know that not everybody will participate fully, we're going to be giving certificate to those that will really participate in this program. All right. We have not concluded whether it's going to be paid or free. But we are hoping to make it free and pray for us so that we can make it free. Absolutely. But want to give us certificate so that you tell yourself, yes, I actually joined the Focused Female Summit and I actually became focused. I was able to follow through. Be that 1% of the 1% that will show up for this event and truly follow to the end of it. There's a book I love to read so much. Oh, the title of the book is Finish What You Start. I'd like you to type that in the comments, people. Finish what you start. Write in the comments. Finish What You Start by Peter Collins. You see this? Such a powerful book. Many of us, we start off things we don't finish. And that's why we are where we are. We keep running in circles. And that is the overall essence of this conversation. That you actually can finish what you start. Let this event become your platform where you start to cultivate such a lifestyle. All right? Such a lifestyle. There are several things that I wouldn't want to do. But because I know I'm a woman on a journey, I'm a woman of purpose, I say no, God cannot start a thing and doesn't finish it. In fact, the Bible says that He knows the end from the beginning. He's the Alpha and the Omega. So I cannot start like my daddy and not end it. No, it's already woven into my DNA to start and finish strong, finish correct. So if you are struggling with finishing what you start, this Peter always can help you and ensure that you show up for this event and you will be blessed. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for coming. Do we have any final word
Amen.
you want to share, or should we just call it a day? I don't want this to exceed an hour. Do we have any final word? Okay. Victoria, you want to share any final word?
Yeah, for me, I just want to encourage each and every lady I'm seeing on this comment section. Just be there tomorrow. Don't let anything deprive you from this knowledge, because it's going to be mind blowing. That's just what I want to say. I hope to see
Thank
everybody
you
there
so much.
tomorrow.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you,
Yes, they are going to
ma.
show up. They don't have any option than not to show up. All right. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Victoria, and everyone speaker that came in that network throughout. We celebrate you all. Have an amazing day ahead. I'll see you tomorrow by 2
Bye.
p.m. Bye. Love you all.
Bye.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye. So you've heard them, leaders. Ensure that you show up tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you in the room. I don't come late. All right. I'm saying this to you now because I know you are a woman of purpose. Ensure that you show up on time tomorrow, 2 p.m. Nigeria time, West African time. Please do that conversion to your current time zone and do not miss that. We're taking note of those of you that will be present consistently for the 5 days. And the essence of that is to ensure that you are accountable so that at the end of the day, you can also get the result that you seek. Have an amazing day. Bye. Bye.